realize that there's a lot of misappropriation, waste, and misuse of public funds. Audits are not up to date. In fact, Mr. Speaker, because I'm also in a position to know that the audits which we did the whole of last year, we are actually up to 2024-25. There are about 6 counties that their books have never been audited for the last 4 years. That's what they're struggling with. My feeling is that we would want to request our governors to use the money prudently, make sure that they are responsible, reduce the noise, the political noise that you have in the county governments, because Kenyans just want service delivery. Mr. Speaker, Kenyans just want nothing else but to give them service delivery, make sure that we pay our nurses and doctors, make sure that our teachers are paid on time, make sure that capitation money arrives in our schools on time, make sure that money for road construction arrives on time. If that happens, I saw yesterday, Mr. Speaker, where there was a debate, public debate as to why Kenyans are hungry. Angry. I don't think Kenyans are angry. Kenyans just want service. University students want their money to be available for their education. Teachers want their money for capitation to be available. Those who need to be promoted, promote them. Community health workers, people who are playing a very services within our country, medical services are actually given first priority. You find that we are not able to compensate them, pay their allowances. As you had the Secretary General, ODM, my leader, Honorable Sifuna, talk, he has said here very clearly, for the last 3 months, we've been having members from the medical fraternity coming to the gates of the Senate to make noise why we are not paying them, why we are not honoring their CBAs, the agreements which some of them were signed 2-3 years ago. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that as a committee, we appreciate the support that we have received from this House. As a committee, I think the team has worked diligently. I want to thank my chair, Honorable Roba, who has really pushed. While he's aware, we've been having Honorable Halwale with his experience and energy to hold in brief. I think we've presented to this House a report that is believable, that is factual. Every county, the money that has been given has been stated, whether it is for health, whether it is for agriculture, whether it's for roads. And I would like to say, Mr. Speaker, that the teams that were looking at the figures and the amounts and the amount of consternation it was raising. There were many issues that we dealt with, and we felt that because we don't have time, there was no need for us to have disagreements in terms of what the numbers were and what they were not. The only thing I want to remind many here is that last year there was a group of about 18 counties that were given money for the industrial parks, and we waited. I am happy that Kisii County, for example, Mr. Speaker, has also now been given the money for the industrial park. The money which was allocated for cancer as a special project has also been allocated. So I am positive and hopeful that we will continue working hard in this House. We will be standing our ground. I am happy that the senators, many senators in this House are now seized of the fact that we must be the people who are going to defend devolution. We must be the people who are going to make sure that when the money goes to the county governments, let us make sure, Mr. Speaker, that this money does as the service that is supposed to do, so that I am happy that the amount is about 50 billion, which is not small money. I believe that we will be able to finish the county aggregation and industrial parks. I believe there are many issues coming. I want to raise this issue, Mr. Speaker. I want to raise this issue, Mr. Speaker, before I forget. Honorable Halwale, I want to tell you that we need to engage our colleagues in the National Assembly to realize that they have to make a decision whether they are going to become the tenderpreneurs in government projects and deals, or whether they are going to serve the public in making sure that the money arrives at the county governments and their constituencies. There's a lot going on in our counties, there's a lot going on in our sub-counties, and Mr. Speaker, there's a lot going on in our sub-counties, and Mr. Speaker, my honest observation is that unless we begin to become prudent, and we need to deliver services to our people. But otherwise, I want to say that the last item, which again, Mr. Speaker, you had honorable, collected by the courts, and then these fines are supposed to be transferred to the consolidated fund. What we realize for the last 3 years that we've been looking at these figures, we have actually never had anybody say whether there was an audit done on these fines, whether the money is still being domesticated at the judiciary, or whether the money was transferred to the consolidated fund and budgeted for other purposes. I believe this would be a good call, because even if this money may not be so much, any money right now is needed in our republic. And I hope that we will continue to make sure that we maintain prudency and dignity in making sure that our resources are utilized effectively, fairly, equitably, and prudently. And this issue, another matter that I would like to finally engage in and explain to my colleagues in this House, we have been conducting audit report, and I would wish that my colleagues deeply look through, particularly this Senate. It is your responsibility to try and save the county governments, because they are really, really in trouble. Finally, we need to come up and solve this problem of where all governors, and indeed they are correct, that there is always late disbursement of funds from the exchequer. That matter must be sorted out, because, Mr. Speaker, anytime you delay payments of a trader or a business person who was a supplier, naturally you understand what that means. It means that his loans are either not going to be serviced. You're going to find some of these people have been auctioned in several counties. Some of these contractors have died, and you know, Mr. Speaker, governors are no longer paying pending bills. Because now they're paying for the companies that they're using to do business for themselves. The county governments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, for clarity and to guide the debate, we are on the second reading of the bill. Therefore, your debate should be based on the bill as opposed to a report, because the few senators who've contributed, they've actually not gone into the bill itself. So kindly base your comments on the bill, because we are debating a bill that has come for the second reading. Senator Kathuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, also for giving me this opportunity to comment on this very important bill touching on actually the corner of our work to make sure that devolution works in this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this bill is actually making provisions for the transfer of conditional allocations from national government's share of revenue and from development partners, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as you have guided, we are actually supposed to look into the content of the bill. And Mr. Speaker, first of all, is also to make a concern that these disbursements are coming towards the end of the financial year, Mr. Speaker. We are entering the fourth quarter next month, and that is, we have already drained the counties from spending this money to the people that we represent. All the Mr. Speaker, I want to comment on the county aggregations and industrial parks, which 19 counties are benefiting from this fund, Mr. Speaker. And if we go by the figures, which is 105,263,158 per every the 19 counties, Mr. Speaker. But my concern also is whether also the counties have matched this amount, because the counties were to give out 250 million, and then the national government was to give 250 million to make it 500 million. So my concern is whether also the 19 counties, how far is this amount? And I remember reasoning to one of the programs in Meru FMs. There is 105, then it means that project can be almost now, if all the other monies were released, we should be at almost 75%, Mr. Speaker. Another issue, Mr. Speaker, is the CHPs. And as my colleague, the Senator for Nairobi, has well spoken, that you sent us to talk to the CHPs when he came at the gate of the Senate, Mr. Speaker. And I'm happy that you committed the Committee of Health to work on this matter. And Mr. Speaker, maybe in the next after recess, we will need to know the progress from the chair of the Health Committee, because, Mr. Speaker, it becomes very disheartening that citizens of this country, this youth, can work for us and all, for our parents, for our children, for all of us, the population of Kenya, and then they are not able to get the money that they are supposed to earn from their sweat, Mr. Speaker. But I'm happy that this money, once we dispense, transmitted to the county governments, so that also they can be paid. Again, also, Mr. Speaker, is also to ask myself, are the county governments also giving also their part of the bargain? Because they are sharing almost 50-50 with the national treasury. So my concern also is whether the counties are able also to match this money so that the CHPs can get their allocation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the elephant on this bill is this schedule for the ALEMA fund, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I served in the National Assembly, where Senator Sifuna doesn't know what happens there, Mr. Speaker, we used to have all the allocations. There was allocation for Kera, for Kura, for Kena. I know also the percentages, and also there was also allocation for county roads, Mr. Speaker. How the National Assembly, that I think the Parliament has decided not to release this money to the county governments, is a shock to me, Mr. Speaker. Because I remember actually 10% of this fund was going to the counties, because we have county roads. The road going to my house is a county road. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, that road is very dilapidated, because it's just from the highway, which is under Krasby, under Kena, and then going to my house, you use now it's the county road. It cannot be funded by Kera. So if this money cannot get to the counties, Mr. Speaker, then it means I will never get to my house after these rains, Mr. Speaker. So it should be, I think, the first priority, even from our courts, even though we don't direct the courts on what to do, Mr. Speaker, some matters are of national interest. So, Mr. Speaker, I wish our courts could really decide on this matter once and for all, so that this money can go to the counties to make our own. And when members of Parliament start these, I don't want to say marking this, because I want to use parliamentary language, Mr. Speaker, as much as possible. When they go and make these decisions, looking at their personal benefits, as not looking at the entire picture, Mr. Speaker. Like Meru, for example, we have 284 million, which should go to Meru. And this, because we have 9 constituencies, every constituency can benefit from approximately 30 million per constituency, Mr. Speaker. And this is good money for those roads because you need just to green and gravel, Mr. Speaker. So I think the National Assembly should stop drilling devolution. Mr. Honorable Senator Karware said that we have three enemies of devolution: the National Assembly, the Senate, and the county governments themselves. Mr. Speaker, I want to exonerate myself from his statement that, Mr. Speaker, I am a true defender of devolution. And when matters touching on devolution, especially on mere matters, even come to this floor or even outside this floor, Mr. Speaker, I'm the first defender, Mr. Speaker. And my colleagues know my position. When I decide the mayor should work, I mean it. And I usually go the best I can so that I can see or I can feel that the mayor is working. I'm a very happy person, Mr. Speaker. Even though you are taken to court, I want to digress for 1 minute, Mr. Speaker. But when you yourself, the Speaker of the Senate, your petition, there was a petition to the High Court, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank you because you really stood the ground of the Senate and said once a governor is impeached, she will remain impeached, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Your office, and also the clerk's office, because I know the Senate put a lot of effort on this matter. And Mr. Speaker, Senate has now been respected. Let me tell you for free, honorable senators, the Senate has been respected because the decision that the Senate made has been upheld. And therefore, when I sometimes see senators trying to play around with some decisions made by the Senate, I really feel for us, Mr. Speaker, because our house shouldn't be
First of all, and I want to start with the Schedule 2 on road maintenance levy. You know, Honorable Speaker, I sit in a committee on roads with the Senator Wambua. And the CS came before that committee and told us, surprisingly, that he has gotten 7 shillings per litre added on fuel levy. And the 7 shillings is going to use the 7 shillings for us. And the collection, if I'm not wrong, is about 75. Surprisingly, he's discounting that money 6 years in advance. What does that mean? He's going to borrow money, or he's going to government, but pay that money in advance so that he can settle bills that are pending at the ministry. Honorable Speaker, I want to support what Senator Kitui has just said. If they are going to use the 7 shillings, at least half of that money should go to counties. Honorable Speaker, the county governor who is in charge of roads, I think it is governor for Kiambu, before our committee one time. And what he said that time, what he told the committee was, they have thousands and thousands of kilometers of roads in their counties that are not being managed by the counties because they don't have funds. So if today the National Assembly, let's say for example, the CS wants to take the 7 shillings, and the 15 shillings, the National Assembly wants to take that money and control the roads. be conducive. Number two, delay in payment. Their salaries or whatever they are being paid should be paid in time. Honorable Speaker, I want to take you to third schedule on the issue of court fines. I've seen 10 counties receiving money meant for collected from the fines. Other senators have also said. Other senators are saying accountability for these funds should be open and should be scrutinized so that we need to and how much money is being given to the counties and why is this money given to only 10 counties? I don't know the reason. Somebody can even tell me. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the problem, what the National Assembly is trying to put forward is that the counties are corrupt. Counties are not managing their resources very well. But you see, Honorable Speaker, yes, we have a problem. But the problem in the counties are supposed to be managed, oversighted by this House. The money can be budgeted. You will find the people will go for public participation. The community will say what they want. The budget will be undertaken. And after that budget is undertaken, then there will be another budget, which is called supplementary budget, will be brought. Once they bring that budget, you will find that what the people have asked for is not going to be there. They have been removed. What this House needs to do, Honorable Speaker, is to follow each county. What budget would they put forward? And what was the public participation? What did they ask for? What did the people ask for? And then after knowing what the people have asked for and the budget has been dealt with, we need to know what is on the ground. Honorable Speaker, we have 47 counties, and I want to challenge my friends here. Please, whatever budget you are seeing on paper, go to your county if the work has been done or even started or completed. You will find that most of the works, I think in some instances even 50–60% are not done. Some are not complete. So we need to, when we pass this budget, when we support, we are thinking of supporting the governors. Yes, we need to support the governors, but we need also to support our people. We are not supporting an individual, we are supporting communities. If you really care about your community, where you come from, please visit your counties, go to the wards you have and see what project has been initiated, what project has been completed, what project has not been completed, so that you will know exactly the situation you are in. And the road to my house is called, it's Indege Road. And then there is a rough road called Korongo Road. It's about 1.1 kilometer. That road, some contractors put some stones and not finished. It takes me from current shopping center to Korongo Road about 2 minutes. From Korongo Road, from Ndege Road to Korongo Road will take me about 10–15 minutes. Why? Because the monies that are supposed to go to the counties are not going to the counties. 7 shillings have been taken by the national government, 15 shillings, our friends, our brothers and sisters at the National Assembly want to take that money. That one is unacceptable. We will not, like what Senator Ambua said, the money is for Marsabit. If it is not going to Marsabit County, I will personally go to court to stop the National Assembly from taking this money from the counties. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Next is Senator Catherine Muyeka.
Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this bill. Mr. Speaker, this is the easiest bill to pass because, as a result of the pull and push, the egos of the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, I was a member of the mediation committee on the SIGA bill, and it is so unfortunate that we could not discuss anything coherently because we were being blackmailed. We were being asked speak to. We were being asked to speak to governors that what they were doing was not only undermining the people of Kenya, but it was also undermining the government program. For those of you in Kenya Kwanza, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda is actually seriously undermined by this delay. I can see majority is not here, but when you look at the first schedule, Mr. Speaker, the first schedule is about additional allocations from national government revenues, which actually means it is about implementing projects and programs that are within national government development agenda. Some of this includes the what was promised in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And I remember trying to raise it to the then chair of budget, who was the co-chair in the mediation, Mr. Ndindi Nyoro. I was asking him, I thought you are the supporter of bottom-up economic transformation agenda. How do you undermine this? Projects that you should be showing Kenyans that you're implementing, you promised to come up with industrial parks in partnership with county governments. It was not county government's agenda, it was national government agenda. But you are here undermining the passing of the law that will deliver on that. Mr. Speaker, we will need majority leader, when you people have your PG, to actually advise your colleagues in the National Assembly that some of the decisions that you make actually undermine your own development agenda. So we won't be able to show much on all these programs in the first schedule because of the ego trips between the National Assembly, actually mainly by the National Assembly, that have delayed this issue. I would like us to apologize. Period. So I'm requesting that the Finance Committee or the Senate at large recently. Mr. Speaker, I would then want to speak to the fourth schedule. The fourth schedule is about the development partners funds that are being on additional allocations. Mr. Speaker, out of 14 funds, only 2 are grants. 12 of those funds are funds, only 2 are grants. 12 of those funds are loans that has been occasioned by the 8 months delay in operationalizing these loans. And I am suggesting that the Finance Committee get a report from the Parliamentary Budget Office, an assessment of how much has been lost in terms of public funds when we consider the fines and the commissions we have to pay, because as soon as we signed those grants, as soon as we signed the loans, the charging has already commenced. It is important that the people of Kenya get to know. It is also important that the National Assembly gets to appreciate how much we are losing as a result of these ego trips. So it will be good to know in terms of the penalties that we are being charged. It would also be good to know the value loss that we have had because of the delays in implementing the projects that ought to have started. If we don't bring this on, if we don't actually put a value on what we are losing, then they don't appreciate. They imagine it is just a matter of showing who is, it's an ego trip about who is or who has the powers between the two houses. And it will be good in future for us to be able to tell the Kenyans that we are losing this much because National Assembly does not want to implement devolution. Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting that that figure be given to us on how much we have lost on the 12 loans in terms of the commissions that we are being charged and the commissions that we are being charged and the cost of not implementing these programs. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the schedule, the committee, that even though they have passed it, we need to find a more transparent formula in which we can determine how much of these court fines are coming in and how much each county has to get. When you look at that schedule, it's very few counties that are receiving any monies out of the court fines. I have no clue why it is only those counties. It will be good to know how much we are getting out of this and how much in terms of apportionment will be going to all the other counties. My plea is the Senate, and that might mean that we think out of the box in terms of how we want to pass the SIGA bill, and among the two or between the two houses, we need to truly find a solution so that National Assembly appreciates that funds that have been negotiated in loan agreements, grant agreements, funds that have been put in budgets courtesy of the national government development agendas, that we cannot hold back merely because we actually blackmail the country on very, very important funds and to delay this, the implementation for 8 months. The implementation for 8 months. Mr. Speaker, I support this bill, but request that the issues I've raised, which are important issues, be looked into by the committee so that we do not have a repeat of this in the coming financial year. Thank you.
Senator Agnes Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. to first of all congratulate the Committee of Finance and Budget, Senate. And Mr. Speaker, I want to say and to echo the words of those who have gone before me, this bill is overdue and counties are suffering. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I will support the bill even as Machakos is losing on, like the first schedule, Machakos last year had 445,350,996, and this year now they've been allocated 247,159,451, losing 48,967,916. And Mr. Speaker, this one, I can say it's because CHPs were not there before, and now the CHPs have been allocated in Machakos 83,250,000, which is okay. And as we delay and not passing this bill, the CHVs are suffering. Also, the doctors are on the streets demonstrating every day because of lack of payments and their promotions. And so, Mr. Speaker, we should pass this bill as soon as possible. Because on the doctors and the CH.5 billion, which is not very good, but which is okay for the time being, so that they can continue living just like any other person. On the second schedule, Mr. Speaker, I would say that Machakos is gaining, because last year, 2023-2024, Machakos was not allocated any money on roads maintenance, and this year we have been allocated 1,887,445, which is okay. And Mr. Speaker, on unconditional and additional allocations, county government from the court fines, Machakos last year had 14,436,324. This year we've gained with the one 1,617,000. Mr. Speaker, I think we should pass it as it is, as we continue following up with the rest of it. Mr. Speaker, when we continue delaying, because this money has already been dispatched from the partners' accounts, Mr. Speaker, we continue losing on interest, and we continue paying on interest when the counties are not working with this money. So, Mr. Speaker, I would say that we pass it as it is, as we continue fighting for increment of it. And we should also warn county assemblies not to interfere so much on the National Assembly not to interfere so much on the allocations of the county governments, because we are on the ground and we know what is happening on the ground. Mr. Speaker, like when you go to Machakos and go and see the roads that belongs to county government of Machakos, they are in pathetic situations, Mr. Speaker. And that is why the governors are saying that they should be given this money so that they can work on the roads. And when the National Assembly, the MPs are working on their roads, the county governments should also be working on their roads. Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Senator Ken Wanderitu.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii. Kwanza mwanzo nataka kuunga mkono mswada huu, na vile vile Bwana Spika nataka kupongeza kamati ya fedha ya Seneti ambayo inaongozwa na Senator Roba kwa kazi nzuri ambayo wamefanya. Bwana Spika, Bwana Spika, moja kwa moja Bwana Spika, nikiingia katika ratiba ya kwanza Bwana Spika, ukiangalia katika jedwali Bwana Spika, naona ya kwamba vile ambavyo, na kwa sababu jukumu yetu kubwa Bwana Spika kama Seneti hii, jukumu letu kubwa kulingana na kipengee 96 ni ugavi wa hela ambazo zinaenda katika gatuzi zetu, na vile vile Bwana Spika kutetea na kulinda gatuzi zetu. Bwana Spika, nakumbuka ya kwamba kiranja wa wengi Senator Boni Halwali amesema ya kwamba sisi ni maadui wa gatuzi, lakini Bwana Spika nataka kumkosoa niseme sisi si maadui, lakini sisi tunatetea gatuzi zetu Bwana Spika, na vile vile Bwana Spika tunazilinda kutokana na wale ambao wangependa ambao ni maadui wa gatuzi. Bwana Spika, kuanzia mwanzo nataka kusema ya kwamba napongeza vile ambavyo wauguzi wa pale nyanjani Bwana Spika wamepewa hela, hasa Bwana Spika nikiangalia kwetu Laikipia Bwana Spika naona wamepatiwa milioni 25 Bwana Spika, kwa sababu hao ndio wanafanya kazi nzuri Bwana Spika. Ukitembea nchi kama Cuba Bwana Spika utaona ya kwamba hawa wahudumu wa nyanjani ndio wanahusika pakubwa, kwa sababu wao ndio wako na wananchi pale mashinani Bwana Spika. Mgonjwa awe na ugonjwa wa saratani, awe na ugonjwa wa moyo na magonjwa yale mengine Bwana Spika ambayo yanaathiri watu wetu, wale ndio wako pale na wanaangalia wagonjwa wetu pale Bwana Spika. Kwa wao kutokuwa hawajalipo Bwana Spika inaleta kero katika nchi yetu ya Kenya Bwana Spika, na ndiposa wakati huu nataka kushukuru kamati kwa sababu tayari wameweka shilingi milioni 25 ambazo zitakwenda kwa wauguzi wetu wa nyanjani